Many years ago, my English was terrible. I wouldn't be able to communicate in English properly, or I would get anxious whenever I would think of talking in English. So, whenever it came to English, I would always get reluctant. My English was really terrible. Whenever I would think of like talking in English or communicating in English, I would get anxious. But somehow I got managed to uh, talk in English and got myself better a bit in English fluency. And what I've noticed is that it has got a lot to do with your unconscious thought. So now you will say, what is unconscious knowledge, right? Unconscious knowledge is the ability to do anything without conscious thought, or in other words, you can say the ability to perform a task automatically. It is a automatic knowledge, right? Which you do not notice. For example, you are riding a bicycle. So, whenever you are riding a bicycle, you do not think of where your foot is or what's your hand movement or how you are conscious all the time while you are riding it. All the hand or the foot movement happens automatically, right? That's how you build your unconscious knowledge, highest unconscious knowledge, and that comes with the practice, right? Just like that, if we say, when you speak in your native language, so whatever the word that comes out of your mouth, you do not think about it, it comes automatically, right? And you just say whatever you want to say and without being conscious of it. And that's how you also talk English without being conscious of it, but only through if you build your highest level of unconscious knowledge, right? As I've mentioned in the last video, and we talked about in the last video that what and how unconscious knowledge that works. Now the question arises that how am I going to build my unconscious knowledge, or how would I get to that level of being so good at unconscious knowledge that not only English but many other skills that I can get better at? So the answer is that it is not easy, right? It is not something that will be taught, right? Many of the people who learn a language or learn English language and they want to get better at English language is that they try to learn through grammar. And whenever they try to learn through grammar, what happens is that there are two parts in our mind, or from our mind, or in our brain, you call it. One is conscious part and another one is unconscious part. So there are many of the people who try to learn a language, and what happens is that when they try to learn a language, they try to focus more on their conscious part of the brain rather than unconscious part of the brain. Okay, when you are little, by little I mean when you are a kid and you learn your native language, which is your first language, so how you learn it? You learn it from your surroundings, right? So what happens is that your unconscious part of the brain learns and gets to that point where you learn that easily. Your unconscious knowledge is at the highest. When you learn a language, the two parts of the brain where the conscious part focuses on getting the information, whatever is available or whatever is being told to you, you grab the information from that. And the unconscious part focuses on the grammar. But what happens is that when a person tries it to learn through that grammar and from the basic, their conscious part focuses more on the grammar and at the same time information, which gets difficult, which is, in other words, I would say, is not possible. And that's one of the reasons that you do not get the level of being fluent in English language, or in other words, I would say that you are not being able to attain that level of having a highest level of unconscious knowledge. So, what you have to do is you have to learn the language the same as you learned your native language. You have to try to build your unconscious part of your brain. Okay? So, whatever intrigues you, whatever that you love watching, you have to focus on getting the information, getting what is being told or mentioned in that particular task or whatever the video that you are watching. You have to get the knowledge out of it, and ultimately your English fluency will get better by the end. Okay, so all you need to focus on is that how you can maximize that capacity or the ability of your unconscious part of the brain, and that's how slowly and gradually the conscious part will also get attenuated with the unconscious part, and ultimately you will achieve your goal of being fluent in English language. So the next time, whenever you are listening or you are watching or you are reading, focus on to build your unconscious part of your brain, and by the time the learning ability will also get improved, and at the same time your English fluency that you want to achieve by the end, that will also get improved. I hope that this video would help you in attaining and helping you to improve in your English fluency journey. I'll see you in the next. Till then, Allah Hafiz.